So, hello from Intellipaat, guys. The topic for today is how to become a business intelligence analyst. But before we begin, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on that bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any updates from us. So, without any further ado, let us get into the agenda that we have for today. So, in the agenda, as we can see, firstly, we're going to be discussing the basic introduction to what business intelligence is as a topic, and then why we should opt for business intelligence if we are into that field, and some of the core concepts that are involved with business intelligence, the learning path that is required for your career in business intelligence, and the average salary of a BI analyst. So let us get into the introduction to business intelligence. So as we can see on the screen right now, business intelligence is a set of processes, architectures, and technologies that convert raw data into meaningful information that drives profitable business actions. So basically what this implies is that a lot of commercial organizations today, like Amazon, be it Facebook, Google, marketplaces in general, or any organization that basically operates on large amounts of data that is generated by their customer bases or any other source of data, basically it's basically a data set that you can utilize in driving commercial success for your own business. And the technology, the field of study which is required to convert this data into something meaningful, to derive some meaningful information out of that data, that entire field of study is called business intelligence. So, as we can see, it's a set of processes, architectures, and technologies. So basically, that means that there are a lot of ways to derive this meaningful information with the help of business intelligence, and that is what this entire field of study and this profession is all about. So, as we can see, business intelligence covers the processes and methods of collecting, storing, and analyzing data from business operations or activities to optimize performance. So, three fundamental aspects are covered, as we can see: collecting of data, the storing of data, and the analysis of data. And these are the three parts, the three steps that are involved basically in every business intelligence query, in business analysis query, basically. So, and it also has a direct impact on the organization's strategic, tactical, and operational business decisions. So, based on the meaningful information that you're deriving from your business intelligence analysis, that information can have a direct impact on how you choose to proceed, how you choose to decide the organizational strategy that you're moving ahead with. Once you have the information that you need, you can basically create a plan which would basically result in the most profit in the most socially responsible way possible. And that is the essence of business intelligence in the commercial economic world. So the BI tools are picked with the following criteria. So there are a lot of BI tools out there, the business intelligence softwares and frameworks that are present for you to implement business intelligence in your day-to-day activities. So obviously, since there are a lot of softwares available for business intelligence, there has to be some criteria, right? Which determines which is the best and the most suited business intelligence tool for your purpose. So, as we can see, the first criteria that is there is availability and usage. So, the tool needs to be widely available. So, it shouldn't be limited in its availability, because in order for a lot of organizations to be able to get in touch with the tool that they're going to be using, it needs to be very accessible. So the usage and availability should be pretty convenient for the organization in question. And obviously, it should be easy to learn and use. So the tool shouldn't be complicated, because people are not going to be coming to business intelligence in a 90% scenario. People are not going to be coming to business intelligence from a vastly technical background. they'll be coming from a business background, not from a coding background. So the tools need to be abstract in nature and shouldn't have a lot of code implements in it. They could have some code in it, but they shouldn't have a lot of code implements in it. It should be easy for a person, for a layman, to be able to get into BI tools easily, even if that layman doesn't have coding experience or experience in, say, Python or other coding frameworks. The quality of data visualization that is present within that tool. So all of these business intelligence tools provide inbuilt data visualization implements. So the data visualization implement of that particular tool should be good, because obviously if we can see the meaningful information on a chart, on a beautifully plotted chart, then obviously we can derive more meaningful information out of it. For a layman to understand what the business intelligence tool is trying to project, it should be quite imperative that the visualization should be nice, and the cost and ease of setup. So the tool shouldn't be a lot expensive, and it should be easy to set up for that particular organization. It should be easy to maintain as well for the IT team for that particular organization. So there shouldn't be a lot of cost complications, and the setup should be easy, basically. So these are the four criteria on which business intelligence tools are judged primarily. So let us now get into why do we need business intelligence as a career path, or as a field of study in general in today's world. Why do we need it? Why is it important in today's world, business intelligence? So as you can see, we'll go over some criteria as to why business intelligence is important, and what fields does business intelligence help us in. So firstly, we have key performance indicators. So key performance indicators or KPIs refer to a set of quantifiable measurements used to basically determine the company's long-term performance, right? So these KPIs specifically help to determine the company's strategic, operational, and financial achievements. And these achievements are compared to other businesses' overall success within that same sector. So that is what key performance indicators mean. And BI tools, with the data available to us from a business intelligence standpoint, BI tools basically help us to gather that information pretty quickly, rather than doing that manually. Then obviously we have process benchmarking. So process benchmarking basically means that we determine whether certain strategies are viable or not by looking at their success statistics in other businesses and in other ventures and approaches, whether though some particular strategies have a higher success rate or a lower success rate. So basically a process is benchmarked or judged, and based on the judgment criteria and the results of that judgment, we determine if that particular strategy or process is viable for us in our business needs as well. So this is also done via business intelligence tools in a much more convenient manner. And then some other criteria, some other talking points for business intelligence include driving sales and business problems. So helps in this certain regard. So once we determine which strategy is the best, once we determine which methodology, which commercial plan is the best for our organization, we obviously increase our profits, right? So that is how we determine as to which customer base we should focus on, which product we should focus on, and then we drive our profits higher or drive our sales higher, in another word, basically. And then business problems, say if our business is struggling right now, if we are not able to figure out what is the issue, why are we not able to be profitable? So we can basically look at the data visualization charts that we may project from our BI tools. and then determine where our policy lies, where the problem lies in our business, which particular sector it lies in, where we are incurring the most losses, which strategy is causing us the lowest yield. So all of these things can be determined via business intelligence. And then for a developer, uh, if we are trying to choose business intelligence as a career path as a developer, it's first of all, since all of these organizations today, all of the top tier, multi-billion, multi-million organizations of the world have huge customer bases, and they generate a huge amount of data on a day-to-day basis. So basically, taking that data and converting it into meaningful information to drive sales and profit and business success. If you're coming from a development background or a coding background, or just looking for a field in business intelligence, looking for a career in business intelligence as a developer, it's very much in demand. It's not a field that is going out of fashion anytime soon, especially because we need innovators right now in this particular field. We need people to be able to use these tools effectively. So if you're coming from a particular field like a developer, if you're looking to expand your career in business intelligence, surely you can do that. This field is very much in demand right now, and there's a lot of job abundance for this field in every organization that has a high customer base. We can now look at some of the core concepts that are involved with business intelligence. So we need to understand how data works, right? We can have huge and surplus amounts of data that we are basically generating from our business, but we need to understand how we can derive meaningful information out of it, and how that data basically works when we implement it in a technical manner. We need to understand some data storage and data processing methodologies. So we once we are generating this huge amount of data, we need efficient tools to be able to store this data effectively and to be able to access this data whenever we need it to be accessed. And we need methodologies in order to process this large amount of data that we have. So these are certain methodologies that we need to be accustomed with. This comes under database design, the data quality analysis. So we can have surplus amounts of data, a lot of data available from our business ventures, but a lot of this data might not be useful for us in our business intelligence use case, because a lot of data of this might be redundant. So we need to be able to extract the data out of the data that we have. We need to be able to extract the data that has quality, that has some effect in the models, in the predictive analytics, in the intelligence that we will create. We need quality data, right? So data quality checks are extremely vital. So data mining, which means that we can, once we have that meaningful data, we have that quality data extracted, we can now find some insights out of that data using data mining methodologies. And then data visualization. So once that data has been processed, we can now basically plot it on a beautiful chart and get that insight from a wider perspective, show it to our managers, show it to the upper management, so that they understand what we've derived out of that particular data. And the best way to do that is to visualize it, to visualize the result that we have created out of our data mining and data quality assessment procedures. And then eventually, this is one of the most important aspects of business intelligence. We're going to be working in organizations where data that they are collecting is confidential in nature. And we need to be able to have tools that implement data security as well. The tool that we are using to perform business analysis, business intelligence on this data shouldn't be vulnerable to attacks, shouldn't be vulnerable to privacy breaches. And this data, this insight that we have derived from that data shouldn't be leaked to competitors or attackers or people who mean ill towards this particular organization. So data security and data privacy is the number one priority of any business intelligence venture. So let us move on to some BI tools. So the most popular BI tools are presented on your screen right now. So the first is Tableau, Power BI, and Click. So Click has two tools, sub-tools in it, which is ClickSense and ClickView for data visualization and analysis. So if you are looking to further your career in the field of BI, so these are some of the tools that you may have to learn or may have to use. So see, these are some of the top BI tools. And then the learning path for a business intelligence analyst. So if you're looking to expand your career in this particular field, there is a learning path attached to it. It's not that complicated, and it is easy for people who are coming from a non-coding background to get into it as well. So a little bit of basic SQL and Python is needed if you're looking to expand your business intelligence from a more technical background. And you can also get into ETL tools as well, and you don't need to get a lot into SQL or Python. So there are two ways to go about it, basically. So firstly, you need to explore your options, right? You need to explore which tool is the most suited for you, which tool basically achieves all the use cases that you need. If it's a bit more technical for your requirements, if it's not technical, if you're coming from a non-technical background. So you need to understand what your tool can do for you as a consumer. You need to view the content of the BI service, what it provides you in features. You need to explore how the quality of data visualizations are in that particular application. And basically look at the statistics for that particular tool as to which organizations use it for what use case. So you need to understand all of that before you actually zero in on a tool and decide to take that tool up as your tool for your expansion in your career in business analytics. So step 2 would include, after you've selected the tool, step 2 would include to understand ETL and SQL and other technologies. So SQL particularly is a technology that you'll see come up a lot in business analytics, because every data, once structured, is stored as SQL information or no SQL information, basically. So it is imperative that you understand this particular technology, SQL, and understand the concept of extraction, transformation, and loading, which is what the entire conceptualization of an ETL tool is. So you need to understand some basic concepts attached to that, particularly in order to basically take data and derive some meaningful information out of it. You need to be able to do that. So some technologies that you can look into is Python, SQL, and ETL tools that are involved with business analytics in general. And then step 3 would be to analyze data and understand it better. So you can take one tool as an example. You can take Power BI. You can try filtering some data using Power BI and see the effectiveness of it. After you filtered it out, you can, query your data to answer certain doubts that you may have off of that data. Like if you want to understand, if you want to ask a particular thing as to what the max salary might be or the max profit might be in what region. So all of this data, say Amazon, you have Amazon. If you want to understand what maximum sales have been for a product in a particular region, you can use Power BI and run your analysis on a particular data set. You might not have Amazon's data set for public viewing. You can basically look up for some data set and perform some business analysis on it. And then after you've derived that information, you can further apply filters to that as well to get even more meaningful information out of it. So basically analyzing data and understanding data better. And then eventually, once you get the core concept of how a business intelligence tool works, You pick your business intelligence tool according to your use case and start your learning process with that. So the introduction, the using of the BI tool, the building blocks of that BI tool, and how to use that specific BI tool. And then eventually something that comes at the end, after you've understood the core concepts and have performed a little bit of hands-on with that particular BI tool, you can now look into further technologies that add up to that BI tool. So Hadoop, R, SAS. So these are some technologies that you can combine your BI tools with. So how does that work? Right? Hadoop is basically a technology that is used for big data. So BI is the most prevalent with big data, because in the largest organizations that you will find, data is generated in terabytes, right? So you need tools and storage systems and processing systems that are effective in that regard as well. We can't do it on a single node system, perform a simple Power BI query on a single node and expect those large amounts of data to be processed, and those large amounts of data to be processed in real time, right? So you need certain technologies that enhance the performance of your BI tools. So Hadoop is one for that. It provides you storage and processing solutions. R, so you can combine your BI tools with R in order to process data in a more technical manner. Say if you're coming from a technical background, you can use R programming for that and process your data. And SAS is another business intelligence tool that you can use that is well suited for business intelligence if you're coming from a technical background as well. And then eventually creating visuals out of the tool you pick. So once you've derived your insight, you create your visuals out of it. You show it to upper management, you show it to people who don't understand business tools as well as you do. And you basically tell them what you found out. And as we can see, introduction to visuals in the BI tool, create and customize simple visualizations, map visualizations, matrices and tables, a lot of different categories of charts and page layout and formatting. So basically understanding how the visualization part of it works as well. So you can create your presentations and reports out of the information that you've gathered. And the last step is to have genuine interest in solving the problem. So data visualization is just the aspect of the job that you have as a business analyst. But you need to be able to have genuine interest in the problem statement that is there in order to be efficient in your problem solving skills. So basically, if you don't have genuine interest in the particular field that you're working in, you will not be able to innovate, and you'll not be able to separate yourself from the herd and basically perform analysis in a much more efficient way. So as a business analyst for a particular organization, it is your job to find problems that already exist in the organization and how the organization operates on a business standpoint, from a business standpoint. Formulating the problem basically means that writing down the problem, laying the problem in front of management, that this is the problem that we have and I have found it through business analysis, business intelligence. Finding the solution, basically drafting the solution for the problem at hand, implementing the solution. So basically implementing the new strategy that you come up with, that your organization collectively comes up with, and analyzing whether the problem is being solved or not by the solution that you're implementing after the analysis that you performed with business intelligence. Verifying with business intelligence again if that particular solution is working or if it's not working. So to recap, it all starts with BI exploration. So looking at all of the BI tools that you have, all of the options that BI tools provides to you, and then eventually getting into ETL, SQL, and Python. So any of these technologies you can get into depending on the BI tool that you are looking to get into. You can look at the technologies that are required for you to understand in order to get into BI for that particular tool. And then eventually understanding the core concepts of data analysis So this is something that is important. In order for you to innovate as a business intelligence analyst, you need to be able to understand what data analysis is. Then eventually, depending on the use case that you have, expanding onto technologies like Hadoop, R, and SAS. So depending on the big data case that you may have, or depending on some technical boundaries that you may face as a business intelligence analyst, you can look into these technologies. Then eventually, after you understand all of that, you can then get to actually using the BI tool for your particular need on a day-to-day basis as a business intelligence analyst, and then eventually solve the problems that are being faced by your organization. And that is the career path to a BI analyst. So now that we've discussed everything about a business intelligence analyst, we can now look at the part that you're waiting for, probably, which is the average salary for a business intelligence analyst in today's world. So in the US, for an experienced business intelligence analyst, the average salary would be $122,000, which is a lot. For a few years of experience, it's kind of a lot, and this only expands as you go further and learn more about it. And then in India, it's 12 lakhs per annum, which is pretty good by Indian standards. And in the UK, it's around £55,000, which is a lot for the UK as well. So find some final thoughts about business intelligence. As we can see, there's a quote: "It is easy to lie with statistics, but it is very hard to tell the truth without it." So basically, the importance of statistics is encapsulated in this quote. And this is one of the reasons, because statistics are basically facts. And facts determine whether your business will be commercially successful or not. It is based on facts that you will decide the strategy, the sales plan, the plan basically for the particular business that you're operating from. It is facts that would decide the strategy for that, right? So that is why, because business intelligence is correlative, is directly proportional to commercial success. This is one of the reasons why business intelligence is one of the most trending jobs in the world today, because everybody wants money. And everybody wants people who use business intelligence in very efficient ways in order for those organizations to drive profits. So that is some of the final thoughts that are involved with this particular topic. So let us now get into the further learning section of our presentation here today. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So this means that I can tell you all of this information right now about business intelligence, and it might motivate you to work towards becoming a business intelligence analyst. But a lot of times, if you're not learning the technology that you're trying to learn in a structured and organized format, if you're not implementing hands-on while you're doing it, there's a lot of chance that you might not actually get interested in that particular technology, or you might leave. You might stop learning that technology halfway, right? Because there's no commitment and there's no study material available for you in a structured format. You'll always have to look up new things on Google. You'll always have to keep looking for new study material online, on YouTube videos. So some of the ways you can look up some of these things is through our community itself. You can look at the Intellipaat community. You can look at some of the blogs that we provide at Intellipaat, or other blogs as well. A lot of people write blogs about business intelligence, and you can look at our YouTube channel for that. We have some tutorials for business intelligence, or you can just look at our tutorials as well. But in order for you, the surefire way for you to understand business intelligence is for you to take up a course, right? So let me take this opportunity right now and introduce you to the course that we provide as Intellipaat for business intelligence. So if you simply hop on to intellipaat.com and simply type in business intelligence, right? And look at some of the results that are there. So this is one course in particular, which is the Business Intelligence Architect Master's course. And this is one of our most popular courses right now. So if you simply open it up, As you can see, this course is in collaboration with Microsoft, so you can look up that. And what you learn in this course is basically working on some real world projects using Informatica, Tableau, Microsoft BI, Power BI, MS SQL, data warehousing, and Erwin, and Azure Data Factory, SQL DBA, and more. So, some of the key features that are present in this course include 150 hours of instructor-led training. So if you take up this course, basically that means that you'll be treated to 150 hours of live classes with an instructor, where you can ask your live doubts from the instructor while the instructor is teaching you online. And additionally, we have 178 hours of self-paced videos. So that means that if the instructor is not going according to your pace, if you want to learn more, we have a video bank for you in this particular field. You can look up those videos, accumulate all of your doubts from those videos, and ask the instructor as to what doubts you have. And then 300 hours worth of project work and exercises. So basically, the hands-ons and the project works that we provide for this particular course amount to 300 hours. So you even for understanding any technology, you need to be able to implement hands-on, because that is the part that gives you experience, and that is the part that makes you employable for that particular technology. So we provide 300 hours worth of that. And then after you've completed the course, we may not be able to guarantee you a job, but we most certainly will be able to guarantee you a job opportunity. So you'll get certification and job assistance, flexible schedule. So if on some days your schedule doesn't match with the instructor's schedule, the class's schedule, no worries, you'll not miss out on that class. You'll be just shifted to another batch, and you'll be able to take those classes again live. You wouldn't need to miss out on the live classes. And there's a lifetime free upgrade. So say if there is a significant update in the technology that you're learning, and it changes the way we learn that technology, we implement that technology in a drastic manner. We update our course as well. And the good thing about if you subscribe to our course is, if you take that course, the technology upgraded will be provided to you free of cost. So you can come back and visit anytime, and the upgraded course will be available to you free of cost, right? And then there's 24/7 lifetime support and access. So any doubts that you may face, any technical or non-technical doubts, there's support for that. You can contact our support team anytime. They're available 24/7. So let's look at some of the course overview that we have. So the list of courses, as we discussed before, MS SQL, MS BI, Tableau, Power BI, Informatica, Azure, Data Factory, data warehousing and data modelings in the self-paced courses. So if you want to get up to date with how data warehousing and data modeling works, you can look up our self-paced courses as well, because these are certain topics that are underlying business intelligence that need a little bit more exploration. So you can do that in your own time as well, get up to date, and then eventually take the live classes. ClickSense and SQL DBA. What will you learn in this master course? So Introduction to Business Intelligence, ETN, working with data discovery tools, creating charts or data visualization, reports and graphs, extracting data from multiple data sources. So data collection, data extraction, data cleaning, and to be able to model that data from a business intelligence standpoint, right? You can take up this training if you're coming from a data science background or a big data background or a software developer. You can also come from a non-technical background and take up this particular course if you're coming from a business intelligence background. If you're an information architect or a project manager, and if you're already coming from a fresher standpoint or a graduate standpoint, and if you're looking to expand your career to become a business intelligence architect, you can basically take up this course as well. The prerequisites for this course are absolutely nothing. So all of the technologies that are required for this particular course will be included in the live lessons and the self-paced lessons. So everything will be provided to you alongside it. And also, if you want to look at the course content in detail, you can basically download the curriculum, or you could look at it from our website also. So you can play all of these sections and understand what will be taught in this particular course in detail. Right. So, all right. So, with that out of the way, we are at the end of the session. And just for our YouTube audiences here today, you can use the coupon code YouTube30 to get a flat 30% discount on not just our business intelligence courses. You can get a flat 30% discount on all our courses. So be sure to use the coupon code YouTube30 if you subscribe to any of our courses. And that is about it. We're at the end of the session. Here are the contact details. If you want to contact our sales team or our course advisors, you can use the following contact details. If you're looking to understand what exactly is the right path for you, if you're looking to get into this particular field or any field in general. So you can look up the courses that we have on our website and basically ask what is the right path for you and which course you should take. So you can contact the following contact details. And you can also sign up for our webinar. The link for you has been provided in the YouTube chat box. You can use that link and sign up for our webinar in order to be able to ask more personalized doubts. So be sure to sign up for that. And that is about it. Hope you have a wonderful day or evening ahead of you, depending on the time zone. And that's about it from Intellipaat. And goodbye.